and this is one of the reasons I've said it's I'm dubious about Watts's attempts at doing a 3D VTT, because it's not going to be something easy to use. Because I mean, the joke was like when they were showing it off, everyone was having Alienware PCs to run the thing on. So yeah, that seems like it might be a little system heavy, right? Whereas like if somebody's playing online, the easiest thing is like, here's a link to just a browser-based VTT. Anybody can play then. But yeah. Also, I am going to tweak the audio a little bit, 'cause I think it just needs coming down a tad. This is that famous bardcore. Yes, I guess it is, isn't it? Right, let's nudge it down to about there, say. You're going back and forth between Bookwalker and Harold Halibut. I did like the Bookwalker when I played the demo of it. I played the demo of Harold Halibut expecting big things. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed. Like, it felt like, because obviously the big thing with point-and-click adventure games is the writing normally, and like the kind of the humor and things like that. You could see little bits of it in there, but it did seem quite kind of dry and plodding and things like that. The animation's really good, and like what I played was pretty kind of put together. But as was mentioned on the Discord, like I'm fairly sure the demo alone was like 40-50 gigabytes. So they basically just put out the entire game, but like isolated the bit that was just the demo. Because you said you got it on the Xbox and it was about 50 gig on that and like 65 on PC or something. You've also tried out. They have a Nice Death, which I played the demo of as well. You've tried Botany Manor, but that was not for your eyes, sadly. Okay. I am interested in Botany Manor because it's got that kind of Witness kind of first-person puzzler thing going on with that kind of pastel tones and the visuals. It does look pretty, but I didn't realize there's a lot of. Is there a lot of head bobbing as you're moving around? Is that what's causing the motion sickness? All right, we have a spin from Chino. Right, what's Chino getting? Lethal Company. All right, that's going on the list as well. LC and Espion as well. And Borderlands 2. That's the first one time it's shown up this week. You watch me play the demo. That's why you're playing it. There you go. So where have you got to? Because I mean, the demo was actually fairly extensive. I think we played it for about an hour or so, didn't we? And a welcome, Espion. How's your day going? It looked like you were constantly looking through a fisheye lens. Okay, so it definitely feels like something that could be potentially need to be tweaked through graphic settings. Like, normally first-person games, I like a relatively wide field of view, but like you don't want it so wide that it has that kind of fisheye effect. Because then, yeah, that definitely can cause a little bit of motion sickness, can't it? Right. How does one begin? Right. Change log. Let's create something new. Let's see how easy it is. Dunno. There you go. Right. We do know what we're doing. Right. Owner, yeah. I presume it was in this just feels like I'm going to... okay. Let's see. Can I make it from this? Or am I literally just coming in? No, we got it. Here we go. Right. So, also, I guess probably best person thinking on in the background. If like we've only got menu music, we don't have in-game whilst we're doing that. So, okay, right. Let's put that on. You haven't actually got much further. You did the first day and had to leave it due to stuff you had to get done. No worries. I understand that, yeah. I think I just failed at finding the sweet spot. They have some sliders to tweak for motion sickness, but I couldn't find the combination that made it bearable. Oof. You just wrapped up Xenoblade Chronicles 3. How many hours spent in it? From what I can recall when like the reviews and that came out, like it's a solid 100-hour game if you go that direction, isn't it? Right. Let's see what we got. Yes, we have got a. What the hell was that? Okay, I can. Okay, left click does that. Right click, move. Presumably WASD as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we've got pivots, left, right. Okay, so usual controls. Let's see what tools we've got to mess around with. Cyberpunk. Right, medieval. Aberration. Okay, so this is just our standard, what I'd call like standard dungeon tile stuff, right? Let's do, I presume, like that we can do some overland thing. Nature, there you go. Right, let's start with a grass field. We have an 8x8, in fact. There you go. I mean, it's a fairly pasty looking 8x8, but sure. Oh, that's very yellow. It looks a little more green on there, doesn't it? Right, Control Z, get rid of them. It looks like it. Also, is this hotbar? Ah, we've got hotbar stuff, have we? This is called TaleSpire. It is a dungeon maker, basically. It's designed, well, as you can see, for game masters to make 3D. Kind of like, I don't know if you've seen it, Gino, like last year when it was the whole thing with, well, even before that, I guess it's almost a year and a half ago now, when WotC came out and said they were doing their own 3D VTT and all that kind of thing. This actually predates that, so I think this came out, well, it's still in early access and development. I think this came out like 5 years ago, something like that. There has been others since, like Dungeon Alchemist does something similar as well, doesn't it? But it's essentially you can drag. Oh, okay, that's pretty neat. On spacebar, puts that away. Ooh, okay. So I can put some tiles down. If we bring that up, so are the 2x2s actual? Actually, can I over? Yeah, we can do steps. Okay. Visually more interesting than Owlbear, but I wouldn't say better, because as has been noted, the disadvantage of this is, yeah, it might look great, but every player would have to have a copy of this to be able to put their figures and move their figures around inside it. Whereas with Owlbear, or any VTT like that, like, you know, Roll20, or I'm blanking on other things like Foundry and things like that, all the DM has to do is make the map themselves and then send a link, and anybody with a, you know, access to a browser, whether it's on mobile, on a tablet, on PC, whatever, can then put their tokens on and move it around, and it's a lot less system intensive. This is obviously a 3D engine, so it's going to be system intensive, so it's not ideal if somebody's on like a 7-year-old laptop or something like that. So it has its place, but it's not I wouldn't say it's like a perfect tool. No, I like the initial first impressions, though. Like, it seems like very intuitive. Right. I guess we'll put a nice path in here. So, oh, we do have curves, actually. Right, I guess we're going to have... Right, how do we rotate pieces? Right, that's got to be a thing. If we've got, like, only one curve, there's got to be a rotate. We can rotate the map. G is a thing. There's got to be a rotate key for... Ah, G's putting the grid on. Okay. I'm gonna say maybe it's a combination of buttons. Oh, okay. Control seems to change the elevation. Okay, Shift brings it back up, and it's basically placed it on top. Control. Oh, okay. Control does that. Okay, can I rotate with that? Feels like Control would be that sort of thing. So Control is changing kind of the base level. What do we reckon? Alt? Ah, there you go. I figured it would be something. Oh, there you go. Right, you hold Alt and then you can pivot around it. Okay. Right. Like I said, controls seem somewhat intuitive. And we can place that in there. Oh, no, we can't. Ah, okay. Ah, okay, so there's a little bit of bugginess to that. Right, there's got to be a remove tile button, right? Delete. Okay, there's got to be a tool where we can, like, kind of a marquee tool where we can collect a bunch and delete them, right? That feels like it would be a thing. First impressions are always better when you have a Heineken. Are we on the beers already, AVP? I will say though, I like, it's definitely sun's past the yard on where you are, right? It's what? I've got to make a wild guess now. It's like 6:30, 7:30 at night. You've got apple cider. Is this after, like, you desperately needing some on Monday? You finally got some in. Oh, is that's barely cider? 0.4%. You're currently sponsored by Heineken today. Like, where can we get a sponsorship deal like that? Okay, right. I guess. Why is that kind of placed it higher? That feels like a Control Z thing. Is it because the grid is up? There you go. Right, I've got a feeling there's got to be a marquee tool of some sort, right? Where we can select a bunch. Maybe Shift grab? No. Right click. Right, and we were able to initially do a weird thing where we were able to paint, right? So we got, like, I do realize this says tutorials here, but we're trying to figure out, like, how easy it is to just, like, mess around with bits and pieces and, you know, create a map on our own. Okay, right. Well, the first thing I'm having issue with is, like, we've put pieces down. The ease to pick them back up. I kind of want to be able to kind of, like, grab a swath of them and you know, put them, pick them up, delete them, or whatever. It does feel like there should be a kind of marquee loop tool of some sort, so I can grab a bunch. Feels like I should be able to press and hold something and grab a bunch of them. What do we think that might be? Is it going to be a key on the keyboard? Oh, okay. That was an X button. Okay, X button. Can I... No, that did not do what I was expecting. Okay. Also, we've got this back up again. I don't know why. Okay. X didn't do anything. C? That's an eyedropper of some sort. Presumably, that's just going to pick the appropriate... Yes. Okay, so the C is an eyedropper, which basically picks what we want. V? Okay, V doesn't do anything. Okay, then we're gonna have to go into, like, hotkeys. Help bar tutorials, board campaign, no. Building. Undo, redo, yes, but what are the hotkeys? There's multi-select. Okay, what's that? Okay, so what we saw... And that just lets you move everything. Okay. So that was X, wasn't it? I thought it was X. Cut slab, copy, publish. Though I guess it's not... It's done the ground bit, hasn't it? Okay, that's not great. You don't drink to drink billions of high percentage stuff. I just drink. So yeah, I wonder what it is like in Europe. Like, to me, cider is always a... I mean, not high proof type thing, but like cider in the UK tends to be, you know, it's on like par with like a beer. Like, so you can have anything from like fairly mild, something like 2 or 3%, up to like, you can have quite strong ciders, like 7 to 9%. But to me, like cider, I'm always imagining kind of that kind of range. But weirdly, like in the States, cider is just apple juice, isn't it? Is cider like the go-to in Europe? Is more like it's just an apple juice alternative as opposed to... No, this is an alcoholic beverage on par with grabbing a beer. Not to drink stuff like beers and wine, etc. Yeah, I was going to say though, yeah, because you've got some medication, things like that. Probably high proof stuff is probably bad to interact with that kind of thing, isn't it? Currently €21. Okay, when I got it, I think I got it for like maybe £7. In Germany, it's definitely like a beer, maybe a little less. Yeah, like I feel like it's a bit like that here. Though, you can absolutely get really strong ciders that are like stronger than your average beer, and weirdly, because a lot of them are very like sweet fruit based as opposed to like a sharp bitter cider, you could start necking a bunch of them, and then all of a sudden, why am I very, very drunk? Cider's so uncommon over here where you live in Germany. I would not know how to answer my question. Okay. But yeah, you can have stages of fermentation, can't you? If there's even a hint of alcohol in it, technically it's an alcoholic beverage, therefore under the same stipulations as that. Right, I guess we need to kind of like heighten the ground or something. Okay, so is it that one again? Just control that, like, raise stuff up, wasn't it? Okay, so we can stretch out the selection tool. Okay. And if I wanted to delete that. No, that's just deleting the marquee box. Okay, it's not really doing what I want. I wanted to grab, like, a bunch of these tiles and remove them. It does look like the only way is just, like... It's not even that. Delete doesn't do it. Like, it just grabs it. Like, it feels like maybe backspace? No! There isn't a quick way of... Unless it is getting rid of it until I, like... Okay, so that's odd. Okay, that's I would say that's an annoying bit. Like, okay, I click a tile, I'm hitting the delete button, but it's not instantly deleting. Not until I left click. Oh, no, not even then. Like, click delete, and then like that's just moved it again. Yeah, so where is my... Also, now we have a floating platform. Okay, that's Control Z. Okay, right. Things are... Like I said, it's not a perfect tool, is it? We need to be hitting Control Alt Heineken. Like I said, if somebody wants to buy me a beer, they're more than welcome to. Delete. Yeah, that's just like it's not deleting it. That's my issue with this. I want to delete some of these ones. Delete space. Yeah, that's. I'm literally just moving it. What? There's got to be a delete. It would make sense it'd be the delete button. Okay, right. I right click. Okay, so grab. Yeah, so I guess it's left select, right delete. It's not great. It feels like there should be some kind of... I'm fine if it was like press and hold something to select a bunch, but I'm not seeing what it is. It does feel like there should be a... Okay, let's have a look. Settings. Do we have key commands? Okay, building tools. Undo, copy, paste, cut. Control X. We to do Control X and then that. That just brings up that marquee box thing again. That's just cutting, but then we can right click. Okay, that's something, but it's not great. Yeah. Also, I realize it's all on this 3/4 isometric view, but it does feel like... Okay, no, we can do a bit of pitch. Okay, that actually helps a bit. We can have more of a top-down. Let's try that select tool again. Control X. Okay, there you go. Control Alt Delete. Okay, right. Doing this so we could have ourselves a little pathway. Also, it feels like... Oh, yes, we can drag as well. Okay, also, what was it? Was it Alt allowed us to rotate? There you go. Right. Have ourselves a road. Okay, let's have a little bit of a water feature here. But we would have to delete it. So I feel like... I realize this allows us to kind of clip through and have things slightly kind of prominent, things like that. But it feels like there should also be an option for, you know, just replacing ones, an option to place on top or substitute, right? Because otherwise we have to do the thing again where we want to delete some of these. So we can put our swamp in. And then we've got to put some tiles back. And I guess we want some, maybe some muddy tiles. Let's have some pond there, and we do have small muddy tiles. Okay, there you go. Let's have some small muddy tiles there and there. And right, let's start see if we can find some props. It feels like we need some trees, right? Do we have Traps and Treasures Ship Nature? Would be that one. There you go. What's that? Okay, we'd probably have to get this to clip through. Okay, let's see if we can. No, we can clip elevation, but we can't have it clip through that tree as is. What I can tell. But we can turn it into a bush, maybe. There you go. And if we, like, rotate it around to make it a little... I realise there probably are bushes to kind of mess around with it, but, like, it kind of gets what we were trying to do, right? It's a little overgrown over there. I did not mean to place, though. So when we go back to, yeah, okay. Let's rotate you around. There, and let's find some other trees, shall we? Yeah, like it's treating it as a solid object now, so we have to have C on. Seems okay, yeah. So C's purely clipping. Oh, is that actually floating? I can't tell. No, that's good. Looks like I'm basically setting up an ambush here, doesn't it? I was just trying to, like, okay, we've got a road, we've got some trees, we're setting up an ambush now, right? That's what it feels like. And we've got this ambush thing going on. Do we have something else? Different trees. Let's do those ones. There you go. Again, let's... There you go. Right. Simple little overgrown forest path type thing. Right. Do we think that there's some bushes or something? Plant. Let's just do all plant. Is that some bush? I guess that's a bush. Right, okay, let's... Ah, no, this is some moss-covered rock of some sort, it looks like. It's partially floating now. We don't want that. Just trying to get it to... You're digging this, are you, Chino? Do you feel like this would be something you'd mess around with? Okay, so we know those are rocks. What else have we got here? Maybe... No, I don't want those. I wanted to highlight tree. Roots. Let's have a look. What we got in the way of roots? You know what? Let's put a dead log across the road, shall we? Ooh. And welcome, folk, coming on in from Realm of Russ. How goes it, peeps? And it's a Sock. Welcome. How are we, Sock? It's a stabby raid. Wait. I don't have me vest on. Oh, right. Okay. Let's give some love. Shout out. What were we up to, Russ? Realm? Where's it not doing that? There we go. What were we up to? You were playing some D&D as well. Not too bad. How you doing, Sark? And welcome everyone coming in. Hi, I'm John. We play a bunch of random stuff here. Also talk nerdy things. Normally Tuesdays are given over to talking all things nerdy. But today, as we finished off Baldur's Gate last week, I've got a gap in the schedule. And I've had... Yeah, Kuno's still around. As we've finished Baldur's Gate, I've got this gap in the schedule. And I've had this in the library for who knows how long. And I've never actually used it. So I figured... Fuck it. Let's give it a go. Also, I do swear. If you take offense, I apologize, but I like to use all the words in the English language, even the rude ones. Okay, so we saw how we could rotate around. What about pivoting? So we have an upright log here. What about, so yeah, we can rotate, but can I pivot? Can I have it like sticking out at a weird angle? Can I drop it down on its side? Feels like a thing I should be able to do, right? I mean, I can have it protruding and clipping through. Okay, it does feel like it should be something I can mess around with, right? Maybe. I don't know how yet. Let's see. And welcome, Sweet Pea, as well. You just woke up to the X playing Overwatch with your 4-year-old with blood all over his face. Great. Yeah, waking up with a headache. Yeah, that definitely explains it. That's not good. I mean, is Little and okay? Do they seem alright? I know they're resilient to that age. Like, shit just bounces off them, but seriously. We have an Aussie in the mix. Okay, so yeah, like, there's a whole variety of words I could use then, and you would be quite used to them. What we got here? Is that like a weird... Okay, that's a very kind of Feywild dead tree, it would look like. Okay, what else? No. That one's covered in dead vines and stuff. It does feel like I should be able to, like, flip it on its side, doesn't it? Turn it into an object that way. I know we have, like, sideways ones, but it feels like there should be a button for this. Let's see. Was there anything in... Okay, copy paste. Creature controls? No. Other? No. Vertical camera movement, no. Elevate. X is specifically snap object, slide object. Rotate 90 degrees. On which axis though? Right, so if I was to grab, sure, we'll grab you. What's this highlighted? Maybe with Alt? No, that's just pivoting, right? Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing how we can flip it on its side, essentially. Might have just been a bloody nose. The thing that pisses you off there, he's fucking playing a game and doesn't even seem to care. He still plays Overwatch. You are not going to do anything about it. I'm telling the world, my husband abusing me and our children. You might need witnesses. Right. Okay, so if we can't flip on its side, I guess... Come on, it's got to be... Sure, we'll use that plank then, I guess. Oh, that's a very small log. Right. It does have these dots either end. That does feel like something we should be able to... Supposed to drop that there. Can we then... Like, what are the dots either end? Feels like that's maybe something we could grab hold of and rotate via, doesn't it? Possibly. Though I'm not quite sure how. Okay. What else have we got? Oh, no. Okay. One thing that's starting to annoy me is like when I'm right-clicking to remove the thing in our hand. If we're hovering over any of these objects, then it suddenly switches to that. I'm trying to do this so I can like cycle through. So another thing that is a little bit annoying is that. What else do we have? Oh, we've got some bones we can drop in the ground. Lots and lots of roots, stalactites, stalagmites, some lava. I mean, it's still an early access thing. It might also be a scale thing, because I've got it in a 10 by 9, 16 by 9, but 1080 window. Like, if it was zoomed out and I, like, maybe messed with UI, I could maybe have this be a smaller bar and have more control. I mean, we can get rid of it, but then where's all the tools where's all the props and tiles we want? So we have to have that. So unless it expects people to, you know, I guess grab the object they want, sure, that, and then do that, and then do all their fiddling around. Possibly, might be something like that. Like that's how they're expecting it to be done. But again, this is just going to stand up. This is like maybe planting against a wall. But it does feel like it's something I should be able to kind of like full kind of, 360 degrees, 6 axes kind of like tweak and rotate and all that kind of stuff, doesn't it? You're not allowed to sleep because everything else around you. Sims and D&D seems like an obvious synergy. Now you've said it. Yes, yeah, like, let's face it. From a DM's perspective, like, the building the worlds is a very obvious connection. Even for players, like, there's always that option of, like, I think it's an optional thing in the DMG about, like, allowing the players to have a home base and build it out they want. That's a very Sims thing, like, basically having a little clubhouse which they could, like, decorate and build out that however they desire. I don't know if there's anything for lighting specifically. You away. We've got the tiles, we've got props, we've got monster tokens, building, anything for lighting. I don't see anything. I mean, here we go. We've got an atmosphere setting. Ooh, there you go. No, that's not changing the direction of the shadows. It's just a spotlight, essentially, it looks like. Aha! Day-night cycle. Okay, here we go. Right, maybe this. There you go! Yeah, it's always going to presume where the sun is, but we do have... like... high noon, and then down to sunset. I guess, yeah, that'd be sunset somewhere there. Is that our position then? That is our position. There you go. Okay, right. Let's have a slightly longer shadow so we can tell. So maybe to kind of have those trees covering the ground. Someone let's have something like that. We've got some fog as well. Oh, it does actually have some internal kind of sound file type stuff. Okay, if I was to kill the music there, let's see what we got. We've got some abyssal winds going on. Okay. Do we have clang, clang, clang of a hammer? We do. We have some clanging of hammers. Let's see if we've got... sure, let's have a forest by day. Okay. Yeah, you can import Hero Forge stuff. Yeah, they have got a partnership with Hero Forge. So players can actually have their created PC characters in this. But again, the drawback is every player would have to have a copy of this and all that. It's not sort of thing like, okay, the GM just needs this and then he can have people kind of drop in as visitors. They wouldn't be able to move the props around, but they would be able to move their own tokens. Right. Wizard's Tale. Oh, we have some plinky plinky music as well, yeah. Let's go with a bardic jam. Okay, we're jamming. We're jamming. Hope you like jamming too. Hello, Alex. Is this D&D or sim game? This is a world building tool. This is, build a battle map. I would say in 3D with tiles, but you've not got the actual tiles. You are building it in an engine, but simulating that. So it's both. Let's go. Oh, we have a selection of battle music. Let's go with. I mean, this is an ambush. Let's have a goblin attack.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Okay, yeah, the goblins are attacking from the sides of the trees. Okay, what else we got in here? Post effects. Bleach. Okay, so no, just visual kind of. These are the Instagram filters. Like now we're in Shrek's swamp. Make it frozen. Enchanted. Okay, more purple. Okay, let's just go back to none. Okay, right. What? Just whilst we're messing around with stuff, let's just mute all of that and bring this back in whilst we're playing around. You'd pass over 4 beers to be able to play on this. Also, realms. Have I seen Dungeon Full Dive? I can't say I have. It's similar to this, but not as polished. It had a paid GM version, a free version, player version. Okay, yeah, like that's what this needs. It needs a free player version, but I guess they're not implementing that until it's complete, and then I guess final version they will, allow some kind of free version for players to nip into the creations that their GM has got. But it does need that to be a viable VTT, doesn't it? But it's still not ideal because it still requires basically everyone to be playing on PC as opposed to, somebody playing on a phone or tablet or something like that, because even a free player version is probably going to be too intensive for, like, everyone. I mean, the other one similar to this I've seen is it Dungeon Alchemy or Dungeon Alchemist, which does that kind of 3D kind of... It does, like, at least from the trailer stuff I've seen, it does seem to be more dungeon orientated. You're basically drawing squares of, like, that becomes this room, that becomes this room, and it kind of generates it. This does feel like more like you've got the... what's it called? Hero Forge of the Minis, was it? Dwarven Forge. You've got all the Dwarven Forge tiles, and you're putting it together, doing your best map Mercer, and, like, building your battle map that way with actual Dwarven Forge tiles. It does feel like it's more that. Okay. What else we got here? Tools-wise. Players. Summon players to the board. And then that's just back to tutorial stuff. Boards. I know this has got like a pretty big kind of community base, and a lot of people have done like workshop and have entire maps which they've uploaded onto Steam Workshop and that, which people can download. So I presume that might be coming in. That comes in with campaign boards, right? Yeah, you can publish a copy, which I presume you publish up to something like... Owlbear is free. I think there's elements you can pay for it. Like, I don't know what the benefit of that would be. I have no idea. DFD can be played flat screen or in VR. Oh, okay. Okay, now you're saying it's in VR as well. I think I know what you're talking about then. Yeah, because that looks like the VR thing. I have seen a dungeon builder, well, it was being played by players mostly. But the idea of, like, you can be that zoomed out, or you can actually zoom in and you're actually inside the dungeon walls, but it is kind of like a 3D model on a table type idea. So yeah, I might have seen bits on DFD. You have this, do you, Shinobi? I've had it for a while, so I've been following its development for quite a bit. Have you? Oh, okay. Like I said, I saw early versions of it. I go, oh, that looks quite cool. And when it like rolled around on like a Steam Christmas sale and that, I nabbed it then for... I think it was relatively cheap when I nabbed it. But that was a while ago, and it's just sat in the library ever since. You've had the not everyone has a PC issue with Foundry as a VTT you've used, though. Oh, okay, I didn't realize Foundry was even so intensive. Like, it does feel like, because obviously you can access Foundry via browser. I didn't realize it was just... Is it just too much for somebody on tablet then? Or is it just like it's too... I guess so, yeah, because there's a lot of lighting engine stuff in with Foundry, isn't it? So on mobile, yeah, I'm guessing like it will just shit the bed. Yeah, the DM could stream this, and like I know people stuff like Rack kind of, when he's done D&D streams and things like that, has used TaleSpire a lot, and obviously streams it via Twitch. But a DM could stream this via Discord and basically, okay, where do you want to move your token? But then they are having to do everything. And if I think like most VTT type things, the DM can also have hidden objects and like a DM level layer where stuff would be hidden. The players would obviously see that via stream. So like most VTTs have a player side and a DM side. DM side normally has stuff like reveals the full map. So if you're doing a dungeon crawl, it's normally you can only see through the fog of war the room you're in. Obviously, streaming this, the players would be able to see the entire map, and it would kind of ruin the experience because they'd be able to see the shortest way to the end of the dungeon or something like that. Individual kind of battle map type stuff, like, okay, we're going into like an encounter, like I've said, that this feels like an ambush type thing. Okay, set that up. Even then, like, yeah, you'd be able to see the bad guys, the bandits and the wolves and the goblins as they've popped out, and you can put them all down. So it is viable that way, but it's still not as kind of hands-on, I guess, for players. Only works on certain resolutions. That makes sense then, yeah. You always got one of the players to stream it if we hit that level. Most VTT on maps have a way of switch to player map, so yeah, like I said though, this is still in development. This is a VTT, but it's not a complete one. So yeah, it does feel like it needs to have that player-facing thing, which it doesn't really in this. Would I be able to drop a token of a goblin or something just to see what it looks like? Yeah, because they have like some monsters in here. So let's find a. We've got gobbos. There you go. Right, let's put a goblin on the map. So it's apparently all weirdly fuzzy. I don't know why it's done that. Control Z. Okay, I don't know why. Is it fog of war stuff? Maybe? I don't know. Is it just that token? No, they're all this kind of like greyed out. Is it any, or is it? Yeah, it seems like any of the tokens in here have that. So I don't know what that is. How do I reveal it? Because I can't even click on him now. Weirdly. Like, yeah. All we've got is the... Yeah, I can't even click on this thing now. So I have no idea. Like, and it's not like I can control Z. That's weird. I mean, going to the player one obviously makes it go away, but the GM... Oh, okay! You saw just flicking to GM, then like actually put it on the board, and now I can move it. Okay, that feels weird and odd. I will say, like, it does. There's a cute aspect to this. Obviously, there's some collision there, But as I'm moving it around, look, it's pivoting to kind of the direction I'm moving. Which, that's a cute little touch. That's a cute little touch there. Like, obviously, I have him go down the road and then turn around and go back. He slowly turns around. But presumably I can rotate it as well. But now I can pick him up. Can I also delete him? No, because we're not in the build mode anymore. Kill menu. Kill creature. Kill creature gets rid of it completely. Okay, right. Now we need to figure out how we go back to the build menu, right? Open library. Okay, right. Now we're in a menu I don't know how to get out of. How do we get back into the build menu? Yes, I'm the GM. Build mode. There you go. Okay, I have to click on that. Okay, and then that brings up. No, it does. Where's my building tools? Fuck. Okay. Hammer. Hammer. Right, there you go. It's hammer time. Right. Okay. Well, we were distracted by gobbos. Right. Okay, what else is in here we can mess around with? Like I said, it still feels weird. I can't, like, grab something and move it on a slant. We can obviously do elevation. We can have it clip through objects as well. We can rotate on the kind of vertical axis, but you can't pitch and yaw. There's not 360, 6-axis movement. So it does feel like it makes sense with the tiles, but it feels like with the props you should be able to do that at least. Toggle rulers, cut box. Presumably this is just our elevation tool. Tiles -1. Oh no, I presume the blue and that is that sea level. Sea level is -1. That's up and down there. Hello, JC! How are we? How's it going, buddy? Miscellaneous exterior stuff. Interior stuff. Nature, lights. Oh yeah, it definitely feels like there should be a signpost at the end of the road here, right? We've got splats. Is it splats of blood? Traps and treasures, weapons. Let's have a little bonfire at the side of the road here. Of course, we've got the cyberpunk stuff as well, apparently. Aberrant stuff, camping containers. Yeah. Okay, what other stuff haven't we messed around with here? We've got mega dungeon stuff. Okay, there's a decent selection of things. Morgoth. Okay, so we got kind of when you want to have your Strahd's castle, you can do it with that. Palisades. We can build a wall. Temples. Rural. Okay, so make some rural houses. Sewers. Ship. Tavern. And temporary water. Again, it's got this kind of hazy thing of similar to the mean, there is some texture to it. You can see that there. But maybe it only appears on... when you go into kind of like viewing the battle map as opposed to manipulating it. Okay. So things that like stick out to me as things that feel weirdly out of place is like having a tool to kind of circle and grab all of the tiles you want. We did discover we could do, what was it? Control X? Right. It feels a little out of place, and then you're having to change the elevation to grab all of those, and then we can... then Control X to cut them. Then we can move that around if we want. But it feels a little weird. Feels like this. It should be a single button we press and then just left click to grab a bunch of stuff. And it does feel like it should be hit the delete button and it just deletes things. This whole, like, you grab it and then you have to make sure it's highlighted and then you can right click to delete. Like, you're obviously doing this on PC. You have a keyboard in front of you because you're using certain keyboard commands. Why isn't delete that tile? That feels like a huge thing that should... this feels like the most obvious thing, right? The builder in you is stirring, is it, JC? Well, I mean, we've got a little ambush corner out in the forest. I mean, theoretically, yeah, we could just, like... We're not going to build a castle. Let's build a village. Now, how big an area do we get? Do we hit an edge at some point? Doesn't seem like it, does it? Though, they did have stuff about boards. So, I presume you can have multiple boards and, like, shift between them. For organizational purposes. Presumably, this is centered on this one. We create a new... Okay, we've completely deleted that, which I didn't really want to do. I thought it would give us an option to save the last one or something like that, but clearly not. Okay, so we've created a whole new one. We've got rid of our ambush, unfortunately. No, we haven't. There you go. Okay, we have unknown round 1. Can we go back there? Okay, there you go. Okay, does remember it. Okay, good. Alright. What were we? Build mode. There you go. So let's get this new board up. Blank one for us. And... what did we say? We're going to make a village. So, let's start off with... sure, let's do nature again. Let's do that. Let's have our path running down the middle of the village. Let's go this way. Stick a T-junction there, right? No. Let's grab you. And then... Sure, let's have it head out of town this way. I mean, again, makes sense because it's tiles, but also, like, just the, like, I would like that little bit of, because we're doing it digitally, it does feel like, can we have a 45-degree angle? Maybe? Not everything be right angles. Like, because part of me kind of wants one of these roads to go off at a 45-degree angle. Yes, I realise it wouldn't be a 2x2 tile. We'd need, like, 3x3 or 4x4. But still, right? Does feel like, can't we just have, like, maybe slightly larger winding curves and things like that? But anyway, okay, let's have want a base to put our village on, don't we? Okay, right. So we've got our road. In actual fact, I kind of want, like, maybe there's like a little farmstead back here. So again, we can't really replace. We'd have to grab each of these and individually delete them, as opposed to, you know, as I said, grabbing all of them. And we can copy, we can cut, but we can't delete. Just feel like there should just be a button prompt. We grab everything and do it that way. But best we can do is cut and then... No, because I'll just... Okay. Little farmstead. Ooh. I guess each of these, grab, click, grab, click, grab, click. Yeah, that's laborious. But yeah, I'm just going to put like a little... There you go, right. So we'll have a little house here, a little hut, right? What do we want? Rural, don't we? Okay. Let's see. Don't have a huge selection. Presumably that... Is that our only doorway? Seems like it, doesn't it? We've got some window ones. Not seen much in the way of things with doors. Okay. Sure. It's not even that. Actually, no, I guess it makes sense because we did 2x2 tiles, didn't we? Okay, so... No, that's actually more of a banister, isn't it? That's not even like what we were expecting. Maybe it expects us to just do a gap. Right, do we have corner bits? We do have corner bits. Okay, there's our corner, right. How big is it? I guess it's a little hovel, isn't it? So what we need is like a... Yeah, like I guess a small slab-like thing. And... Like you... Come on. That is not in the place I wanted it. There you go. Nope, that's not either. There you go. Right. Filter on the left. Door. Sure. Yeah, it doesn't do the door frame. And also, a lot of these seem kind of... I mean, I guess that could maybe... That's more of a... Oh, it is animated, though. Does look like that's more of a prison door. That's not what we're after. Come on. Swing back, please. I guess that works, right? Oh, so now we've got our corner bit in. I kind of want to have a little window there. I guess get rid of you and probably something like that. That's a 1x2. No. Again, we're limited to the dimension. I wanted tiny little hovel, but I guess if I want to get a window in there, again, unless we do window, do we get thin narrow strip with just the window frame in? Not really. No, we just got these ones, haven't we? So we'd have to scooch you one more across if we wanted to have like a window in here. Like so. And that's kind of bigger than I was kind of wanting, but oh well. I guess they do have a farmhouse, or at least farmstead. Maybe they're a little more well off than we were expecting. But I kind of wanted it just guy with hovel. There's a 1x2, but I think that is not where is it, the 1x2? As you see, it's the base of it. It's still too wide. I just wanted that, like, narrow gap. I mean, I guess I could get rid of my one there, couldn't I? We just bring this along. But it's still... that. I guess it makes it a bit smaller, which we were after. Right. There's our floorboards. Okay. Wasn't there a 1x? Yeah. 1x. There you go. Yes, there's workshop stuff, and like I said, those that have like spent hours and hours and hours messing around with this have also made their own creations and like uploaded entire maps to the workshop that I know of. No, did not mean to do that. Let's grab that one. Actually, maybe it's got like a weird kind of like... Actually, yeah, I'm thinking... No, because we'd still have to have a rounded corner. Unless... Can I just use one of these flats? We might actually be able to do something on one of these flats. Yeah, you can. No, it floats over the edge. Okay. Unless we use the clipping. I don't know, can I? Okay. If I was to use the clipping tool. Not quite what I wanted. Oh well. We can do that using clipping. Go back to that. Not quite what I wanted there at the front, but we can guess actually do that there. And then we use you. Yeah, I guess we can have a little back window. Come on, face this way. There you go. Yeah, we can see inside their house. Then we're missing that bit in the corner. Right, what if I was to grab you and scooch you along? Oh, no. Oh, no, that is not where I wanted it. Come on. Yeah, it's snapping now. There is a corner piece, but it's a 2x2. I wanted to kind of like see whether we can like make a slightly different sized room as opposed to just this static 2x2 square. Because otherwise then I wouldn't be able to get the shape I wanted. Yes, I know you're going red, but if I press that, like, I can do elevation up and down. No, I just want that. I guess it would be a little bit. You can see the snapping taking place. What if I don't want snapping on? No, I don't want snapping. It's either or, isn't it? God damn you. Why can't it, like, be in the place I want it to be? We've got corner one posts. They kind of look more stone-like, don't they? I guess it could be wood. Okay, let's see. Is that a... Yes, that is a floor panel we could possibly remove. Okay, we could maybe put that in. Oh, come on. I'm trying to grab you. There you go. Fit you in there. And then we just want a 1x1 there. Okay, right. That gives us something at least. Alright. We've got our little hovel here. Which we could put a roof on. But yeah, you know what? I'm thinking it's single-story hovel. They could afford one fancy pillar for their home. Yes, they went all out on the fancy pillar with the engraved bit in the woodwork. Right. Our thatched roof. Right. I guess we've got to do the corner bits first, right? MK, welcome. You got a spin going on, have you? Right, let's have a look. The D&D again. Alright, let me grab the list. Right. We do have an innie bit. So we're going to need an innie, aren't we? Oh, actually, that's a lot bigger than I was expecting. We want small innie, don't we? There you go. One by one again. And then we want our slopey thatch. Actually, we can get away with 2x2s, can't we? Oh no, we can't. That's a lot bigger than I was expecting. Okay, let's do 1x1s. Right. Okay. Noticing a issue here. Like, the corners don't quite match up. I mean, I'm fine with it, but it is a little bit liable to put some people on tilt, isn't it? Something feels off. Yeah. I mean, theoretically, we can maybe, like, if we're allowed to make them stand a little more proud. No, I guess it really wants us to have, like, the equivalent of these things, doesn't it? In, like, hovering over the edge. And they would... Oh, no, they go out really far. Okay, what about... This would be... What is that? What? Okay. Not exactly what I'm after. I guess you can do that. But then the issue comes is if we get shot of you, get shot of you, get shot of you. Because of the sizing we've done here, what happens if we put one of these in? Nope. Let's grab you. Yeah, because we wanted that. Yeah, like, clipping makes it look prettier, but then it doesn't snap to everything else. That's the issue. Roof guy was in a hurry last time. Best he could do. Yeah, paid for the wood carver. Also, I am noticing they've been floating all this time. That does actually look like it. No, that is still clipped in, isn't it? But those things are weirdly floating, so like the snapping seems a little off. Welcome, GE. How are we? Right, so what's... I guess it'd be that 2x1 there. Right, is this... Can we get that to snap appropriately for what we're after? Nope, that still sounds a bit proud. Damn it. You know what? We're just going to have the blown out look. And this would be the point where it'd be really good to kind of like marquee grab everything we wanted, but we can't. So we just have to go click, 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 click. Painstakingly remove every piece. Right, we're just seeing inside the house, okay? I'm making a map, not a diorama. But welcome Expo as well. How's everyone doing? I'm not too bad. Getting a little confused by some of the like strange options in this of like, why isn't there a straightforward like select multiple pieces and hit delete. That feels like a weird missing quality of life thing, considering how long this has been out and in development. That was the first thing I was going to go, like, why can't I do this? I can do this in other games. I know it's not a game, but, like, it's the same principles behind it. Right, okay, so we've got our little hovel with its farm there. We need a tavern, don't we? What screams tavern? I think it's going to be like stone built, right? Tavern. Oh, no, there's actually tavern tiles. There you go. Right. Do we have a tavern door? I guess we do need to have a back wall for this, so we can have our hearth and such. Let's start with the corner pieces. We discovered we need corner pieces. Taverns don't need doors? Yeah, I mean, it's easier to throw people out that way, isn't it? Yeah, let's start off with our corner pieces for this. Probably want it fairly big, don't we? So I guess we have all of this. Makes sense. And then utilize the 2x2s. Couple of windows in the middle, or do we do window, space, windows? Yeah, it's not quite. So I think we do... Presuming back of it is going to be where the kitchen and things is, let's go with... I think the problem there is, like, I'm imagining the pivot point is like the window bit, but it's actually the bit facing in. So where I'm moving the mouse is the inner bit, as opposed to I was trying to get the window in front. So this is why I was going this way. Going, no, the other way around. That feels like just, I guess, a little out of sorts for what I was imagining. So let's do that and that. We'll do a blank face. Right. We're having the door dead in the center. I think the door's going there, isn't it? Farmer ain't called Jenkins, you're disappointed. Old engraved pillar Jenkins, exactly. Right. So I guess we have to have our create our doorway space, don't we? Unless they've got double doors. No, they've got a single door. Let's grab our flat. You know what? I think the hearth's at the back here, isn't it? You know what? I think it's actually kind of in the middle bit there. So we're going to need... something like you here. You're back, are you? Welcome back, buddy. Come on. A little side window near the hearth. No, actually, I don't think we do. I think we have solid walls back here. Like the owners of the tavern don't want the heat from the fire escaping. And I guess we want to rotate that so it's in line with the patterning. There you go. And theoretically, back here would be bar and kitchen bit, wouldn't it? So we're going to stick the kitchen back here. Any of these, it looks kind of like it's got utensils and shit, doesn't it? That feels like that's the back room for a kitchen, doesn't it? So if we were to do that, and what about this one here? That looks like it's got crap in the corner as well. Ah, no, that's definitely got tankards on the wall. That's less kitchen stuff and more... that should be in the bar, shouldn't it? Okay. What about that one? That looks vaguely... Yeah, that looks like it should be in the kitchen as well. So we kind of want a partition wall of some sort, don't we? To go into the kitchen. So I guess... Is there anything that looks like it should be internal walls? I guess these ones, right? Because otherwise we've got our 2x2s. I guess we haven't got 2x1. It's... Nope. Not quite placed where I want it to be. And again, snapping is our bane. What about if we stick a 1x1? Can we put a 1x1 in there? We could if we use snapping. Or we just put a big beam in, right? Sure, I guess we get away with just having a big beam there. So we should sort out the front doors. The part that hurts you about these walls is how they leave half squares on the grid. You're going into light mode. No worries. It's lovely to see you again. Yeah, I will pass on the love as well. Right, what do we want? We don't have a long strip. We only have... I guess it's because they've got the crisscrossy patterns, doesn't it? So I guess we should do that. Is that another 1x1 automatically? I guess it is, yes. Okay. Right. I guess we do more of a... There is absolutely a back door out of this place, isn't there? Certainly out the kitchen. Right? So, I think the back door is maybe there. So we can have a big flat wall. There. We can get away with these, and we'll put our little no, we need it. Oh, there we go. That's what we were after. That, and then that's not the right one. That's the one we want. That's the one we want. There you go. So I see you sticking up there. Why aren't you going down? There you go. Thank you. Oh. Right. Damn it. Yeah, the pattern is broken now. It's alright. It's going to be hidden behind the bar. That's a point. This is a tavern. There should be something akin to a countertop, right? You'd think. Let's finish off like our partition for the kitchen. Nope. Maybe the door is right next to the... Oh, hell no. That look too odd if the door is right there? Not really. I can live with that. Where do we reckon our entrance into the kitchen is? I'm going to say there. So I need a 1. We need another 1 there. Okay, right. That's too much. Unless I was to shove you along. Okay, no, that I can live with. Okay, right. So we need those. Right. Wants to fit in. We want... There you go. Now that's saying something. Right, okay, we've got that wooden pillar thing which could fill the gap. There you go. Right. Does it look like there's anything prop-wise that works like a counter? Let's have a look. Countertop. There is something akin to that. Oh, okay. Let's rotate you around. Yeah, the counter, unfortunately, is very similar in colour. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. But yeah, we have our... You know what? Let's lose that one. Again, I was going to press delete, but that does not work. Because I've got to presume we can put, like, you know, wine rack / spirits rack or something behind the bar there. So we're going to have something against the wall. So, okay. Well, we have the starts of our tavern here. We just need some furniture in it, but we'll do that in a minute. Actually, no, what we're missing is there probably needs to be a staircase, doesn't there, to lead up to the inn rooms. Where would we have that staircase, and what kind of staircase do we get? Let's see, stairs. It'd be wooden ones, wouldn't it? 100% be kind of like a wooden staircase. I mean, what we could do is like pull the bar out a bit and maybe the staircase ends up going this way and over the back of the bar. Maybe we do something like that, right? So probably need to be a bit shorter. So it'd still need to be able to get round. Is there an easy... Is D... No, D's going to be WASD controls. Feels like there should be an easy... Well, easily duplicatable. Kind of grab that. Copy slab. No. Ah, no, that does all of that, which we don't want. I just want to grab this and... Feels like there should be a button where I can just duplicate, right? It's not going to be D. That's just WASD movement. C to copy? Actually, I guess it's already copied it. Is this going to be movement? It might be movement. No, we're okay. Okay. Oh, that's many more than I was expecting. No. Right, can I have it clip in and down? Right, let's see you come down here. There you go. Yeah, Control C probably doesn't, does it? Right. Okay. We're going to do our staircase leading up behind the bar. Feels like we need a corner turn or something then, don't we? I guess it's just that platform there. Okay, right. So... if that's the case... You're not going to let me mash that right up against the wall, are you? Damn you! Not without clipping, anyway. I don't think you can. Like, like, click it. We have an eyedropper C, which I think is actually copy. But there's no like option to kind of get a color palette or anything like that. So no, it's treating this like it is actually terrain blocks and things like that. So that mini kind of terrain block you've got, unless you've painted it yourself, it doesn't allow a repaint, at least as far as I can see. It just has those ones. So I want to go up behind. It's very little in the way of the wooden ones, I guess. We'd have to clip through, it seems. Oh, no, where the fuck did that go? Okay, let's move you out of the way. Let's scoot you along. Scoot you along. Again, I went to click, right, delete. Nope, no. Right, does it stick out the other? It does stick out the other side slightly. which I'm not happy about, but I kind of wanted it a little more embedded in. Right. Is there a way of toggling snap off? Nope. No, that's not the wrong. Oh. No. No, not you! Trying to grab the one we have clipped through the wall now. Oh, it's not going to let me. Oh, this is frustrating. There you go. Right. Is it possible to turn snapping off completely so I can place it exactly where I want? X is snap. 2. But like even when you've got like the clipping stuff going on, clipping only really seems to be like elevation as opposed to moving in and out, because you can see this. It's snapping back and forth, but I can do up and down fine. Like I can have it like so, but I can't have it like pulled slightly like that, which feels weird. Can change the elevation, but I can't change it to be placed somewhere in the middle. It makes sense because you wouldn't be able to do that physically with the blocks, but then again, you wouldn't be able to physically have them clip through anyway, so where's the leniency? Again, we have a bit sticking out the back. Guess it would be a bit lower than that, would it? Guess I can scoot you back a bit more. Have something like that. And then we're essentially going up to the next floor then. So I guess our bar can go back like one step as well, but again with the 5-foot rules. Kind of feels like I want to have wooden stairs, but I want to have like a solid wall. I want like to bring it forward. I want that built in, but it's not going to let me with the tools we have, is it? Like I want to like almost like a false wall there up against the back. I guess we can do false wall. I guess we can have like a storage room underneath the stairs, but because it's all kind of floaty, it doesn't quite feel right. And what it considers tavern stairs. Yeah, because there should be a basement. There should be a beer cellar, shouldn't there? But that would be more like, what? This is missing. Like, it's a tavern. Where's the trapdoor? Right, I presume there are trapdoors, right? No trapdoor? Is it two separate words in this? Tan. I did not write tan, I tried to write trap. Yeah, I don't know why it's translating trap to tan. Where's my trap door? Okay, just door. Okay, we've got hatches. Yes, and there you go. So we have iron runged one, steel one, and like I guess it stands out at least from the floorboards if we had that. Okay, right. What was I going to do? I was going to have my false wall where the beers are going to be up against it. We want a little doorway that they can get down there into the cellar, right? I guess we have to squeeze that down there. There you go. Right. That's kind of what I was after. Kind of. I'm still not happy with it, though. And again, I went to go delete button. Nope, delete button does not work. Kind of want to scooch that out further. Oh, fuck's sake. Why I can't just highlight things and then hit delete, I don't know. Also, why are you freaking out like that? There you go. Alright, if I scooched you out a bit. Delete button not deleting is the biggest software design crime being committed right here, yeah. Come on, click. Thank you. Okay, right, we've got a little storage area behind the bar. Now we need to figure out a good staircase. I mean, there is just the stone ones. They weirdly feel like way out of place, right? Oh, so we can't have it like clip through without looking completely out of place. No. Trying to have it like be that 50-50 thing on there. Who am I kidding? It's not going to work. You're not going to let me have that one width one that fits in that gap. Damn you. Anyway, you know what this requires? This requires coffee, because we have been going for a couple of hours now. So yeah, we're going to take a quick break. I mean, we have our bare bones of our village thus far. We have a hovel with his Farmer Jenkins with his one engraved pillar and the starts of a tavern. On the topic of coffee, you're going to bed. Yeah, I can see the link there. But yeah, you take care, bud. I will catch you later. And yeah. Everybody else, though, that isn't going to bed, yeah, we'll take a quick 5 here. Hello. I have returned. Right. Right. Not happy with the staircase, but I guess we'll fucking live with it, won't we? Right. Let's furnish our tavern. There are barrels around. I feel like we need some tables and chairs, don't we? Let's see what options we have. Table. Does it look like... Oh, we've got some tavern table looking things, right? What the fuck is that? No, that's a tavern table right there. I just feel like it should be more round ones, right? That's what we're after. Okay, right. Got a few of these dotted around our tavern. So let's go. That we're gonna have. Is there anything like equivalent to a booth? Corner booth, right? No, that's a boot. Right, no, not that. Fine, we'll go back to tables. We'll have some long ones. Tucked in the corner there. I guess we just have an empty one. Actually, let's have a look what the seating arrangement is. Like, chair. Okay. I mean, that's a bit kind of flashy for probably what we're... It could work. It could work. We could do a corner booth, right? For lettuce. Why are we floating? We don't want to be floating. Okay, the props we can make stand proud a little bit. So they're okay. In fact, can we do like an actual and a corner seat? We can. I mean, it's not that elegant, but like I mean, it doesn't look a little out of place, but I kind of wanted that, like, can we do a round table with it? Without chairs. Is there an option for a round table without chairs? There isn't. I think they all came with... Oh, no. We've got... We do have... There you go. Everyone huddled around the there. Sure, we'll have just something akin to a few square ones as well. Definitely something tucked in the corner here, isn't there? Why is that standing floating above the ground so? it's even there. Like, it weirdly has chosen it's floating, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, right. Relatively sparsely furnished, but we have the semblances of a actual. What we need though is a table in the kitchen, don't we? I guess it's just going to be something like this. Our chef has to be able to prep, don't they? And there's got to be a stove, right? Where's our? Feels like the stove would be at the back there, wouldn't it? Would it be under stove? Would it be oven? What do we reckon? Yeah, no, that's a modern day one. We want. I guess we'd probably want another hearth or something. Oven. Oh, food and drink. Maybe under food and drink. No, that's literally just the food and drink. Furniture? Miscellaneous interior? We want something we can hang our... Oh, fireplace. Maybe you come into fireplace? So that feels very gothic. I think it's going to be another one of these, but the only problem is then we can't... I tried stove. That was like first thing I tried. I tried stove before oven, and it's all this kind of modern day thing. And we could put like a kind of grill type situation in there, but it doesn't feel right. It's in place. I was imagining something similar to that, but one we can like place in there ourselves, right? Crafting, maybe under crafting. Okay, like, I mean, that does feel like that's more of a blacksmith's forge, but we can make that work for us, right? Yeah, maybe we try cooking. We've got campfire cooking, and then we've got some cauldrons. Yeah. Okay, we want more furniture. We want, like, cabinets and that, don't we? To me, they look like they've got books on and that. No, that's not what we want. Shelves, probably, right? Shelf. Here we go, right. Cauldron really ties the blacksmith's forge and open doorway together. Yeah, there's going to be a whole smattering of barrels, isn't there? Actually, not as many as I would have thought. That's more of a ship's barrel, okay. Disappointed with the quality of the barrels, indeed. Right. Well, at the very least, let's put our prep table in, right? We wanted a couple of prep tables. Uncluttered. Yeah, I guess something at the back wall here as well. There's a pile of stuff in that corner there. Maybe more barrels, right? Okay. We have our rough tavern. I mean, I've been in rougher taverns, but still. What else? What else does this little town / village need? Are we having more homes? Are we going to have... we probably need a blacksmith or something, don't we? But this is going to take a while. A well. That makes sense, yeah. Like, let's have a look. What? I feel that feels like a prop type thing, doesn't it? Yeah, there you go. And probably should be like a little sign going this way, this as well, shouldn't there? And it does have that vibe of like it's a little bit more floaty than I would like. You know what? This was very much testing stuff out. Okay, so like we've got the principles of like how we would build stuff as a village. Like doing the kind of bit outside the crossroads thing as we were literally just starting. That seemed to come together fairly quickly. It feels like when you're trying to build a building, weirdly, it gets more complicated and actually takes longer. And outside of like a huge set piece thing, or like many hours of practice and knowing exactly what buttons do and hotkeys and all that kind of thing, definitely feels like a GM would do all this prep for something like this. It'd look cool initially, and then immediately like, okay, I spent a lot of time and we've been here for 3 minutes, and then moved on to the next bit. Feels time consuming for what it is. So it'd only really be for an encounter. So you like this setup for a bar brawl makes sense, right? But just as like you all enter the village, here you go. Here's a map of it. Yeah, like I mean, technically these are meant as battle maps and that, so it would be for the strategic moving around that. But again, then we're getting into this the scenario of, well, the problem is there isn't that. This isn't a fully viable VTT because there isn't the player element to it. I mean, yes, we can go in, we can change role and be a player, dunk, and all that kind of thing, but it's the problem. Like I said, the issue is the whole every player / GM at the table would have to have this at, what did we say, it was like 20 euros, like average table, that's $100 right there, right? Not incredibly viable. Yeah, 21. So, you know, most games are 1 GM and 4 players. That's kind of what the normal balance is. So that's over $100. For what is also like you could do on Owlbear for free with just sketched. Scuffed maps on Dungeon Scroll, yeah. Yeah, I would say, like, doing the outside bits seemed fairly straightforward, and after, like, just putting a path in and a couple of trees, bam, it felt like a scenario. This, we've found the fiddly bits with, like, how are you supposed to do a doorway? What? No, this doesn't quite look right, and, like, then you start seeing the limited aspects of it. Then it starts to get a bit, oh, okay, it's not quite what I wanted, and it doesn't look right, and this is taking a lot of time for what probably wouldn't get a lot of game time. I mean, admittedly, it'd be for encounters, and encounters take up, like, maybe 3 quarters of a session, right? Because of the weird way how we can roleplay an entire day in 20 minutes, but a 30-second fight takes 3 hours. Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. If the DM, GM, director, whatever you want to call them, sets up this scenario, presumes we're going to have this fight in this at the crossroads of this village right here, and then it never happens. Like, the players just skip straight past it, and all that time, because what we spent, like, doing, what, 30 minutes, yes, we don't know what we're doing, but, like, 30 minutes, 45 minutes just doing these 2 buildings for what could be, like, just literally sketched out, and theatre of the mind and all that kind of thing. This is very much, this is for a prep style GM, as opposed to somebody that punches stuff up on the fly. And I guess that's also where what's he going to fall down with their 3D VTT. It's going to require a lot of prep time, or, like, what is going to be probably awkward to use. You can spend tons of time map making, but it just ends up being much larger scale on 2D. Yeah. Like I said, like, the potential map size here does seem like it could be quite big. I mean, this is as zoomed out as we can go, but like I said, limits of the map, like, I'm not hitting any walls. Still going. Still going. How do I find my way back? I don't know. Right, we've got to see if we can go find the map again. Like, is there an option to go snap back to? Because you can't zoom all the way out and go, and zoom back in. That's the problem, I guess. Place marker on block. Oh, we just saw... there you go. So again, yeah, like... I mean, I have to presume they've got thought of that already, that there's probably a center of map, and there's probably a button that snaps to center of map, right? That, like, will always return you to kind of your home position. I mean, you just say place marker, so I presume... we were to do that, and... I go back to... Okay, now we have this weird closed GM overlay. Can we head to marker? It's like there should be something where we can return to marker, right? Not seeing anything. Nope. Yeah, the markers are probably for just like... Because it was on a GM layer, so it does feel like it's tied to something along those lines, like a note or like... That's the whole thing of like when a character disappears, either they go invisible or burrow underground, you put a marker, last known position, and then that kind of idea. But yeah, I guess we started a village, saw some of the drawbacks, like the wall setup like makes sense, but it feels a little bit awkward how the rotation of it is. The rotation's always on the inside, but like obviously I was approaching it from the outside in. Like I was trying to rotate stuff so this window is facing out. Wait, no, camera position wrong. Like the roof stuff, forget it. Yeah, the awkwardness of like, I kind of want to have this going all the way up to the wall, but I don't want it clipping all the way through and seen on this side. Is there any way of doing that? No, because I can't like drag an object so it's like halfway between a tile set. We can do it with props, but these tiles we can change the elevation and we can have it clip through things. But side to side doesn't quite work. I don't know why. Anyway, are we done with this? Oh, actually, what do you guys want to see? Like, we've done like weird outside bits. We've done like semblance of buildings. I guess something like more akin to a dungeon or that would make sense to have a crack at. You either do walls that can go between the grids or go full on 5-foot chunk of walls. Yeah, we need to do a dungeon. Right, is this another? I guess it would be another. How did we bring that up again? The thing at the side here. There we go. Yes, we want to do another campaign board, don't we? No, is it boards? There you go. Yes, create new one. Right. Build mode. Oh no, it's the hammer, isn't it? The hammer? There you go, hammer. Right. Okay, so I guess cobblestones? Is that our starting point? Castle ruins? Probably castle ruins. That we do have mega dungeon. Sure. Okay. Let's use the mega dungeon one. That's a 40 by 40 right there. Like I said, that's as zoomed out as we can go. Now, notably, like you can see the walls in here. There isn't any base plates to them. So dungeons, it's immediately thinking you're just placing the wall on top of the base plates you've put down. Which is notable. Also, we do have some curvy stuff as well. Yeah, the base plates are completely unnecessary. But they were there for the housing things, so notably they're not for the dungeon stuff. Alright. Also, And once again, is that just because of a weird... Is there... No, again. We can either have it clip through. So why are you high up there? Why are you floating all of a sudden? Now we can put that there. Unnecessarily. Doubling, yeah, I guess doubling up the layers of the walls does give it that a little bit more like a dungeony feel, doesn't it? So yeah, you could... Oh, pressing shift, I shouldn't press shift. Alt, that's it. Yeah, that definitely gives it like that lived-in vibe a bit more, doesn't it? But because we screwed up with that big long line, again, because there isn't really that proper marquee tool, we can't... We've got this, but is this going to delete the floor? Let's see. We try and grab all of these. Then I guess cut slab. Yes, it's moving. That's the problem, because there isn't just a loop tool where you can grab a bunch and select them. Now we have to go along and click, delete, click, delete, click, delete, which is annoying. And there's no option for that pressing delete button. Yeah, because all I can do is like left click select, right click delete, which doesn't... I mean, I guess it's a quicker action, but like delete button doesn't seem to be doing anything. So why can't I like grab a multiple ones? Like that feels like that would be a shift click, but it's not, because shift is well, shift isn't doing anything. I can see different. Control is doing the elevation clipping thing. Shift is just like resetting to base elevation and allowing kind of building on top of each other. Whereas then we can have floaty. Shift click seems like an obvious tool, but I guess that because they've got it for like elevation things and that, there should be at least something else. I can press a single button on the keyboard, grab a bunch of blocks, have them very easily highlighted. Like we're seeing this stuff of like it goes red when it doesn't want to do. What would be a really good thing is if you could shift click or some other button click, grab a bunch of blocks, they turn green to show all of these blocks specifically are highlighted, and then delete, right? And I can't believe that nobody else has said that in the entire process of development for this. It feels like it's an obvious thing, right? Yeah, I've highlighted it. I once again went to press the delete button. It's not that. But it feels so instinctive to me. I mean, I'm not sure what it would be from what specific games. I think it's most actually kind of like city builder, town builder type games have that mechanic. Likewise, hitting the spacebar is normally a start-stop timer, but like your kind of your Age of Empires style builder, you have that loop, marquee loop, shift and drag over multiple objects or multiple kind of units and things like that, and you can like force them to go in a direction, or you can like, you know, in with objects, with buildings, it's like hit delete to, you know, destroy that thing. Okay, right. Also, the floor texture, like, it could do with being just a little bit darker, right? The chunky walls are off-grid slightly because of this corner bit. To have that kind of butt up against that one, that's on a half square, so now the chunk, everything is slightly off again to do that double thickness wall. Because like I said, you can't have that bit in there. Yeah, this is why it's on the outside, because I can't have it because of the snapping in that bit there. Like, I try, it snaps back to there, so we have that gap. The only way of doing it is to stick it on the outside and have our chunker on the inside there then now. For some reason. I mean, that bit can go in the corner there, but this one can't. For some reason. Which is weird. Like, that can clearly go in that gap there. Because this can. It can put a block in there. It understands that. The engine understands that. And obviously we could potentially clip it in there. Well, no, because this is what we discovered. Like, the clipping thing, we can do the elevation, but we can't do... Oh, no, we can. But again, it's with the clipping tool, and there's a chance of, like, yes, weirdness. You can see it coming through the wall there. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay, what have we got in the way of weirdness for our dungeon? Okay, the staircase, we were having issues in the bar. What about, like, if we wanted to have something similar in here? So if we were to, I guess, get rid of that wall. We can get it go up against the wall there. And technically, that is a, 10-foot square. It's still a bit jank, yeah. Feel like you'd have to plan around, like, as opposed to planning the outer walls first, you have to kind of plan the inner bits, really. So if we start with our stairs there, and then, I mean, theoretically there should be pillars, right? I guess what it wants you to do is maybe put pillars in those corner bits, like so, right? It doesn't want to have, like, two walls like against each other as like a. But I guess it would be T-shaped, but it doesn't want those corner bits, like, them butting up. It expects you to do those two bits and then stick something in the corner. So yeah, I presume that's what it would prefer you to do, so it can stick with whatever it's doing. But then, like if we wanted our double thickness wall, now we have this big 1x1 chunk. Do we have something for that? We have that 1/2x1/2 pillar. Well, technically 1x1, but so I guess we want a 2x2 thick boy. But what if we did that? Can we do a bunch of those? This is where perspective fucks up as well. We can have a cavity in the wall. Hello, Bulgogi! So yeah, it looks like, as a starting point, figuring out like where, not so much the furniture is, but like internal workings of a room, you kind of have to start there, as opposed to, I'm going to draw the outer rim of the room and then move stuff up against the walls. No, you have to do it backwards almost. You have to figure out, okay, the staircase is going here, that bar's going there, and then butt the walls up against the objects more than anything else. Also, yeah, the blockiness of the double wall does seem better, doesn't it? We have stuff like we saw a 2x2. There you go. Like, but then you couldn't have things like this because that's putting it like it would be akin to something like that. Oh, God damn it. Yeah. Doing this has just emotionally hurt you. Show me on the TaleSpire where you emotionally hurt. This feels like one of the good uses for AI. I'll sketch a basic map, you turn it into a 3D dungeon, then I'll place the things in it. Yeah, and weirdly, like, you say that, like, I think that's kind of how, like, this biggest competitor, Dungeon Alchemist, kind of works, from the little bit I've seen. If we were to jump over here, like, it's literally just from what I've seen on, like, the Steam store page. Not SteamDB. Oh, fuck's sake, come on. Steam store, there you go. Dungeon. I'm sure it's Dungeon Alchemist, yeah.
Dungeon Alchemist is an AI-powered map-making application.
Exactly what you're saying, Claire, right? You're drawing the maps and it's creating it, but presumably you can also go in and then change stuff inside. But it does that same similar kind of visual element to it. But that, like I said, you're starting with the walls there. This, on the other hand, it feels like you have to start with like what's in the room more than anything else, so that you can move the walls up to where you want it to be. Like I said, it makes sense. We found, like, I think weirdly, the element of like dungeons, rooms separated off, isn't this like dungeon map making tools strongest kind of spot, like doing the outdoor areas, like where, as we saw that like corner of that forest road, Like, we were able to move the trees up and down and make it look like bushes and things like that. I think that's where it actually shines a bit stronger, and being a little bit more creative there. But it could still do with more creative tools of, like, we had a log. They were all stood up. Can I please just pivot this? So it can kind of, like, be placed up against a rock. Like, the more kind of tools you would find in, like, I guess, game engines and things like that, of, like, when some people are making terrain and setting stuff, placing assets how they, like, fully intend. And just why isn't there a shift click bunch of objects and just hit delete? It feels weird, feels out of place that isn't an option. Anyway, rant over, I guess. And honestly, I think we've done like 3 hours messing around with this. I've learnt the basics. I don't doubt it's possible to kind of create something that looks really appealing in that, but it doesn't feel like it's super quick. Some of the stuff is intuitive, yes. Others, like, yeah, the fact that, like, shift and control are taken up with the kind of the elevation stuff don't quite feel right. It feels like shift and control should be more like grabbing multiple blocks and manipulating them that way. I mean, you can to a certain extent with what was it? It was Control X. Yeah, Control X, Control C. But it doesn't quite work how I figured it would. Like, I just want to press your button, like, grab a whole bunch of stuff on the map, either move it or delete it. Less rent, more platting. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, shall we leave the rants and the dungeon blocks and all that to one side and try something different? Let's see whether a actual game with building in is a little more intuitive. As you know what, we'll put that to bed. I guess I can exit up to main. Yeah.